Alright, so class, today we're going to be playing some dodgeball.
Oh, dodgeball? Why do we have to play that again? Why can't we play something different?
Sophie, I'm the teacher, so I'll decide what we'll do and you can speak when spoken to.
This is an example of a traditional teaching approach where teachers teach and students are taught. Teachers know everything and students know nothing. Teachers talk, students listen. Teacher disciplines and students are disciplined. Teacher chooses learning content and students who are not consulted adapt to it.
This is what Freire refers to as the banking concept of education.
The banking concept of education identifies teachers as subjects or active participants and students as passive objects. The term banking refers to teachers depositing knowledge and values into the students whilst they quietly and without question receive and memorise this information.
In contrast to the banking concept, he proposed a method termed problem-posing education.
Problem-posing education is when teachers include listening, dialogue and action between teachers and students inside and outside the classroom. This helps to clarify any misunderstandings or misconceptions between teachers and students. This laid the foundation for modern teaching practices.
So class, today what we're going to do is plan out for the next 4 weeks. I want you guys to come up with activities that we're going to do, and they can be anything that will keep us active for life. So some examples of activities we can do. We can play some football, maybe lift some weights, or perhaps even some dancing. Now it's your turn to decide.
By asking and involving students in their own lesson plans, they are able to take responsibility of their own learning and broaden their understanding of why it is important to be healthy and active.
I want to do gymnastics. I want to go for a run.
And I want to play soccer.
Keeping the students' suggestions in mind, we came up with a set of 4 lesson plans. These lessons all align with the Australian curriculum content descriptor of learning through movement. When designing the lesson plans, we kept in mind a diverse range of activities based on students' suggestions, and all of these activities focus on the principle active for life.
The content descriptors for health and physical education aimed at a grade 9 and 10 class are: devise, implement and refine strategies demonstrating leadership and collaboration skills when working in groups or teams. This is evident in our first lesson when students are required to work together to design their own style of dance, which includes other styles of dance from different cultures.
The second content descriptor used in our lesson sequence is transfer understanding from previous movement experiences to create solutions to movement challenges. During our second lesson, students will play wheelchair basketball. Students are required to transfer their previous understanding and skills from basketball into this new activity. This will allow students, regardless of previous ability, to participate and develop new skills.
The third lesson involves the content descriptor, which is reflecting on how fair play and ethical behaviour can influence the outcome of movement activities. This is included in our lesson of games without equipment, as students are able to develop their understanding of the rules by working in teams and interacting with other students.
The last lesson includes students being able to choose to run, jog or walk around a designated track. Students that are competitive runners, students that enjoy to walk, or students with disabilities are all encouraged to participate at their own level. This encompasses AITSL Standard 1.5, which requires teachers to differentiate lessons in order to meet specific learning needs of students across the full range of abilities. With this in mind, our lessons have been designed to include people from various cultural backgrounds and for other students to attempt to gain an understanding of their traditions and customs.
The 2011 census report identified a total of 83,294 students attending school in Tasmania. with 80,723 attending full-time and 2,571 attending part-time. There were 39,440 students attending secondary schools and 43,854 attending primary schools, with 59,536 students attending government schools and 23,758 attending non-government schools. In our lessons, we include the AITSL Standard 1.3, which involves students from diverse linguistic, cultural, religious and socio-economic backgrounds. According to the Tasmanian Government, demographics state that there is a presence of diversity within Tasmania. In the 2010 census report, 5 million children in Australia aged 0 to 17 were born overseas. This is 417,700 people, which is 8.3% of the population.
In 2009, the Australian Bureau of Statistics estimated that more than 9.8% of children and young people aged 0 to 25 years in Tasmania had a disability of some kind, with 48% of these people having a profound or severe disability. These demographics support the AITSL Standard 1.1, which is accommodating for physical, social and intellectual development and characteristics of students. From the demographics found, the lesson plans cater for the average Australian class by including cultural dance, exercise without equipment, wheelchair basketball and activities that the students are able to enjoy and continue doing when they aren't in school.